Hey up, Rock God 2004 back with another video for you. This is another one to go with the Iron Maiden collection. I'm just going to do these like individual because they'll probably take a little bit more time. This is going to be the first box set. Well, no, it's not the first box set, to be honest. I was going to say the first box set reissue. Well, actually, yes, it is. It is, but it's not as modern as the others, but it is reissues. This one came out in 1990, and this one is it's definitely worse for wear. So I've had this 33 years and it's moved around with me, hence why it looks so tatty. It's a little bit there, but there you go. I mean, you can get some of these that were looked after. I mean, that's the side it stands on. However, this is the first 10 years box set, and mine's fully signed by the Blaze Bailey lineup. I need to get Adrian Smith and Bruce Dickinson and hopefully Paul Diano to sign this one day, but I'm very doubtful. There's Dave Murray, Yannick Gers, Steve Harris, which is worn off a bit, whoopsies, Nico McBrain and Blaze Bailey. I got this signed in London. There was a fan club convention when the X Factor came out, and it was like the world premiere for the fan club members that went to the convention. It was at it was somewhere in Soho. The Lyceum 2, I think it was called. And the band were there, obviously. I don't have any photos anymore. They're long gone, unfortunately, but at least I've still got this signed. The records are near mint. It's just the box that's tatty. So what this was is from 1980 to 1990, which was their first 10 years, they re-released all the singles. They released them as CDs, so you could get a CD EP, or 10 double vinyl 12 inches. So you got like the first two singles as one double record with a gatefold sleeve, and every one of them's got an extra track on, which was called Listen with Nico. And what you did is, one came out a week for 10 weeks. You bought one and you got this little blue voucher in. And you saved them all up, you sent them all off, and then you got the box in the post. So I got the CDs on the record, but I won't show the CDs because I haven't started doing the CDs yet. So I'll show you what these look like. This seems to be getting more and more sought after now. I mean, I know that my collector's box isn't in the greatest condition, unfortunately. But I suppose the autographs would sort of like make up for that, really. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with the records. So the first one that came out was Running Free and Sanctuary. And when you open it up, you get the back of both of the 7-inch single artwork as well. But obviously these are 12-inch. I've only played these a handful of times, if that. But they do sound fantastic. They're all in polylined sleeves. And they are all pressed at 33 RPM. The only thing dodgy about these is the labels. They must have had to mock them up because they couldn't get the originals, so they look a bit cheap-y. Well, there's Running Free, and then on the other side, Burning Ambition. Yeah, the size of the groove, the space of the groove. So the sound really excellent. Like I said before, it's not just a case of because of the bigger groove they've turned the volume up. It's not that at all. It's mastered differently. You hear everything clearer. It's just better sound quality all around, which is why 12-inch singles came out. Mainly for the disco era, because they were better sound quality. They could fit longer songs on, so they do all these extended disco remixes. And the sound quality is far superior to a 7-inch single, to be honest. And the second record in this one, Sanctuary. Look at that, not a mark on it. You wouldn't think they were 33-year-old, would you? And then you get Drifter, I've Got the Fire, and Listen with Nico, part 1. It's just Nico McBrain rabbiting on, being himself, really. It's quite annoying when you get to the second record, because he doesn't say women in uniform, he says woman. Done your homework, eh, Nick? And just for the record, if you live in another country, his name is not Nico. It's Nico. Listen to him, he pronounces it Nico. It's short for Nicholas, not Nicholas. Running through Sanctuary, the first one. This is the second one. Women in Uniform, or if you listen to that daft bugger, Woman in Uniform, and Twilight Zone, and Wrathchild. And then they open to show you the backs of the sleeves. I think these are exactly the same labels again. Yeah. So you get Women in Uniform on that side on its own, because it's the A side. And then you get Invasion and the live version, the amazing live version of Phantom of the Opera on that side. I thought when they did this box set that they might have, because I think these went to the album charts, because they were too long to be like 12-inch single with it being double, like mini albums type of thing. And I thought when they did Made in Japan, they might have put the extra song on Wrathchild, but they didn't. Oh, there's one that's not poly-lined. However, it does have the shiny in it, so it's still pretty decent. It's got to put it in though. Right, Twilight Zone. Looking at this, you'd think, what a lot of waste of plain service, but 2-minute song, what can you do? Then you get Wrathchild and Listen with Nico part 2 on that side. I panicked when these come out because they weren't cheap, and one was coming out every week. So that's Women in Uniform and Twilight Zone and Wrathchild there. The next one, love this artwork, is Purgatory and Maiden Japan, the 4-track live EP. Or if you're lucky enough in some countries like the US and Canada, it's a 5-track. Purgatory, I used to hate that song. I really like it. Genghis Khan, which is an instrumental, and it's, oh God, it's amazing. I love it. I always think of Genghis Khan when I hear that instrumental. It always takes me back to when I first bought the Killers album when I was 13. It just takes me right back. I mean, I remember the first time I played it in my bedroom. Absolutely blew me away. Far heavier than the first album at the time. And there's Made in Japan, so you get Running Free and Remember Tomorrow. And on side 2, Killers, Innocent Exile, and Listen with Nico part 3. And at the end of these little talky bits, they're more like messages really. He keeps putting phone messages for you to use. If you've heard these, you'll know. But you to hear him waffling on over 10 records to put it all together, my God. So that one's Purgatory and Made in Japan. The next one up, this was one of the ones I was most excited for at the time. Run to the Hills. And the Number of the Beast. The labels change on this one to sort of like Number of the Beast era labels, but again, they look a bit washed out because I think they've had to sort of mock them together a bit. Such was the technology in 1990, I suppose. Total Eclipse on the B-side. I loved it when they brought these out. I thought they were absolutely fantastic. I look at them now and I actually think they're nothing special, but at the time they blew me away. They've had far better stuff out since, but I mean, I must admit though, because they're all 12-inch singles, the sound quality is pretty shit hot, to be honest. The Number of the Beast, I mean, that takes up most of the playing surface, so that has got some decent volume to it. And then you get Remember Tomorrow live and Listen with Nico Part 4. I always remember when I got the 7-inch single of this. In fact, I'll show you it now. Damn. Remember Tomorrow. Recorded live in Italy. That's bollocks. If that was recorded in Italy, the only thing that was Bruce Dickinson in an Italian studio. Because if you listen to it, it's exactly the same version of Maiden Japan. They've just took Paul Di'Anno's voice out and got Bruce to re-record it. You can hear every little whoop, scream, note, everything. It's identical. And I think we're stupid. So before I do that as well, I forgot to show you the inside of these two. So the inside one of Purgatory and Maiden Japan looks like that. I love that one. That's one of my favourite Eddies of all time, that Killers. And that's the back of the Maiden Japan 12-inch. You've seen all these in the other releases anyway, but... And that was the Women in Uniform one. Twilight Zone and Wrathchild. I showed you the first one, so right. Back on track. Purgatory, run to the hills. The next one is Flight of Icarus and the Trooper. And the inside, God, it's so bad, these scans, look at that. That one's even worse, looks like off colour. It's weird. Why they couldn't get access to the original artwork, I don't know. But that's pretty much most of these are scanned. The front of Flight of Icarus looks good. The Trooper's alright as well. It's just the back of them's weird. They still use the Number of the Beast era labels for this for some reason. Flight of Icarus, and I've Got the Fire, which is a cover of a Montrose song. That's the studio version with that lineup with Nico on drums, obviously, and Bruce on vocals. They have released it before. B-side of Sanctuary, and it was live. It's Clive Bear on the drums and Paul Di'Anno singing it. And it is like hyper fast. I do actually think I like this version better. I think I've heard the Montrose one, which is pretty good, but I'm biased. I like the Maiden one better. And then you get the Trooper. with the Number of the Beast label on. And on the other side you get Cross-Eyed Mary and Listen with Nico Part 5. Cross-Eyed Mary being a Jethro Tull cover. And it's also on the American picture disc of Peace of Mind. It's the last song on side 1. It's the only way you can get the song on the B-side of the Trooper or the American picture disc. It was never on any other album. It might have been on the CD when it came out of Best of the B-sides in the tin. But it's actually a really good version as well. Flight of Icarus, the Trooper. Next up is 2 Minutes to Midnight and Aces High. Inside gatefold sleeve again, like all the others, it's the back sleeves of the 2 singles. This for me, like this era, Power Slave, the B-sides were atrocious. They got really bad. So you get 2 Minutes to Midnight. And then you get Rainbow's Gold and Mission from Harry, which is the hidden argument between Steve Harris, Nico McBrain and Bruce Dickinson, who set the tape off to wind them up, and he come in and started to stare up to make them argue more. And then right at the end you hear Steve Harris discover the tape recording and says, some is recording this, and then it cuts off. It's actually really funny if you haven't heard it before. And then you get Aces High with the first Maiden label. What they're playing at. With King of Twilight, the Number of the Beast live version, or as they put it on it, I hate it when people do this, and loads do it. They don't put the Number of the Beast, they just put Number of the Beast. It really boils my piss. And Listen with Nico Part 6, Number of the Beast. That's the first time I think I've ever noticed that they've used the first album Eddie label on that. But yeah, the B-side to that, Aces High. No. Really, really naff. Yeah, King of Twilight and the Number of the Beast. It's not a great recording. And you know where I'm like with Nico McBrain, Drum and Clive Bear's parts, especially the Number of the Beast and Hallowed Be Thy Name and Run to the Hills. I can't abide it, he ruins them. It's bad. So that's 2 Minutes to Midnight and Aces High. Next up, for some bizarre reason, they put this the wrong way around. Probably to put Eddie on the front, to be honest. So this is Run to the Hills live and Running Free live. But they put the Run to the Hills artwork on the front. That's bad. That is so... Oh, the scan on that. Look at that. How bad that looks. It's fuzzy as hell. How things have progressed, thankfully. In that respect, anyway. And then there's the backs. Running Free, Sanctuary, and Murders in the Room Morgue. Murders in the Room Morgue, I love the version on this. And Sanctuary. It actually is one of my favourite versions of Running Free, but it's got to be the album version, the longer one, because they shortened it for the single. And then you get one of my favourite versions of Phantom of the Opera as well, minus the drums. And Lost for Words, that is such an underrated instrumental. I'd love to see play that again. I'll try that again. I'd love to see them play that again. So Running Free Live, I went back on the Number of the Beast labels. Sanctuary and Murders in the Rue Morgue live. That for me is one of their best live singles because you've got 3 crackers on there. However, Run to the Hills is his voice is not good, but the B-side's brilliant. Run to the Hills, Phantom of the Opera, Lost for Words, and Listen with Nico, Part 7. These look exactly as they did when they were just bought. No mark on them. It's a shame that the box ended up like that, but when you're moving them back from pillar to post, stuff like that happens. I think I'd have been more bothered if I didn't have it signed, to be honest. It would be nice if I had it fully signed by the others, but I just can't see it happening. Bruce Dickinson and Adrian Smith, not the easiest people to get hold of. Running Free, Run to the Hills, both live. That was from the Live After Death album. Next up, Wasted Years and Stranger in a Strange Land. Now, these came out in '86. This was only 4 years later. Yet, that artwork again scanned. So bad. And that. I remember when I got this, even back in the day, I remember thinking, I've seen better looking bootlegs. Wasted Years. Reach Out and the Sheriff of Huddersfield. I love Reach Out. It's Adrian Smith on lead vocals. He's got a canny set of pipes on him as well. And Bruce Dickinson does back-end vocals on it. It sounds amazing. Sheriff of Huddersfield's a Mickey take of the manager, Rod Smallwood. But I actually do really like the song. Stranger in a Strange. Wow. Do you know what? I don't know whether these are 45. I don't think they are. That goes right to the end. Stranger in a Strange Land, what a song. And the B-side, That Girl and Juanita. Followed by Listen with Nico Part 8. That Girl and Juanita are awful. Both of them. They just cack. That's something I don't know why they started doing really bad covers, because they've done some cracking cover versions before. They did pick up again after this, but then it dipped again. So this is what they looked like in 1986. That's bad, that. God, what a crap scan. And that's the other side. There's Stranger in a Strange Land one. A little sketch there of Rod Smallwood. That was the first tour I ever saw them. So I'll be on here somewhere. October the 24th, Newcastle City Hall. They did the 24th and the 25th. I'm pretty sure it was the first one I was at. I would love to have gone to both, but, you know. But what a gig that was. Yes, I cried. First time I'd ever seen them live. So that's Wasted Years, Stranger in a Strange Land. The next one. This was the next tour I went on. I was actually here for this tour at Donington. So this is Calipluo Madness from Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. And the Evil That Men Do. Will you see Bruce's fringe on this one? Oof. Really? Looks like he's cut it with a Stanley knife. So that's Evil That Men Do. And that's Collectible Madness. Collectible Madness with a Number of the Beast label. And Black Bat Blues, which is a really funny song. I really like it as well. And Massacre, which is a brilliant cover of the Thin Lizzy song. And I love the Thin Lizzy one. But they do a really, really good cover of it on this. Do you know what? It's only the first couple that had the polylined ones. They've gone to just the normal ones. I thought they were all like that. Tight gets. The Evil That Men Do. Vastly overrated for me. And on this one, they re-recorded 2 songs off the first album with that lineup with Nico and Bruce. Prowler, 88, and Charlotte the Harlot, 88. And then you get Listen with Nico, Part 9. It's actually a really good version of Prowler. So that's Collectible Madness and the Evil That Men Do. And the last one. So I was here for this. The Clairvoyant, 12 inches live at Donington. And then on the other side, this is also live, but this wasn't at Donington. This is Infinite Dreams, which was brought out for the Made in England long form video when it came out. A year later, 89. So there's the back of the Infinite Dreams single. And that's the back of the live Donington single. But that photo's not at Donington because Bruce Dickinson wasn't dressed like that. You only really can know when it's these photos, because they do it all the time. They always put the wrong ones. The people down the front are different. If you look at the back of the 7-inch single, that's Donington. Because I think I know 2 people in the crowd, I recognise them. And he has these, like, feathery things around his legs, like Blackie Lawless wears. And he had them on throughout the entire show. And he didn't have them trousers on. That is not Donington. Don't let anybody tell you it is. So the Clairvoyant. On side 1. Yeah, produced by Tony Wilson and Martin Birch. So yeah, that's the live one. And The Prisoner and Heaven Can Wait on that side. I still miss them being on EMI. All them years. And then from the Book of Souls onwards, Parlophone. EMI are back out now as well. I know they went in, did they go bust or bought out of liquidation, but EMI are back out, and the Queen records are still on EMI, so I don't know why these can't go back. I think it's because EMI is now owned by Virgin or something. And Parlophone's Warner Brothers. Infinite Dreams, live at Birmingham NEC. And Killers and Still Life, also live at Birmingham NEC. And they are absolutely great versions. And then you get Listen with Nico Part 10, which was the final part. I think these are long overdue a spin, you know. I showed you the inside of that one. Yeah. So that's the last one. Clairvoyant and Infinite Dreams live. So there you go. That's the complete box set for the first 10 years. I'm gutted it looks like that, but at least it is signed, and the record's in the mint, and it is complete. I'm glad to get that one out of the way. I was dreading doing that one because it's, with the box being so fragile, it's heavy and a bit hard to handle. So I do hope you enjoyed that one. Thank you very much for watching, all two of you. I really do appreciate it. I'll be doing another video soon, hopefully, this week. I don't know if it's going to be another Maiden one or whether it'll be film related. I haven't decided yet. But yes, thank you very much for watching. And if you have subscribed, thank you so much. It does mean a lot and it does help me out. I'll see you very soon on the next one. So y'all take care of yourselves and I'll see you soon.